Just working in the shop today. Going to see if I can start working on that center section for the 4.9-inch. See how that works out. So it might be too long. There's flies and stuff, whatever. Won't be too long. I'll just do some stuff and call it good for the week. Let's see how it works. See down in there, I'll need to get that off. Of course, this is not a how-to. This is just me showing you that I'm doing it. So let me see if I can get that out, get that bearing out, and then I'm going to take the case out and clean it. It needs it desperately. Are doing good. So it's a different day. I had to get some parts. Parts are expensive. I don't know how far I'm going to get on this build before I have to wait and do something else. I'm going to work on a Harley, but not today. Today I'm going to work on rebuilding that 4.9-inch some more, like I started earlier part of this video. What happened is I just couldn't get back to it. I had stuff to do, and I finally got in there and I was able to pick some of that little keeper so that I could smash the bearing out the other end, and I didn't have the camera on. Sorry about that. So what I will do now is continue on. I got to take the case. I got some cleaner. I'm going to take it out to curb over here. Oh, there's my dog barking. Come here, babies. Come here, babies. Here we are. Anyway, I'm going to clean out the case, take it back into the shop, continue working on it, and see how far I get. So stick around. Hey boy, what do you want? You want to play, huh? Oh, right into the... That's where you going. First thing is I got to get it off of this contraption. Here's the bearing. Came off all right. I could not tap it out without destroying this because of the way it was wedged in there. It was not exactly right. But it was this little ear here. I don't know. It was giving me some resistance. But once I popped it loose and then turned it over, I was able to just knock it right off. And then I turned it back over. Excuse me, I got something in my throat for some reason. So, first thing, turn it over, get the bolts off. Now, I hadn't showed you this before because it's kind of hokey. But, you know, you can give me all hate you want. I don't care. This is just a little thing I put together with some clamps that I inherited from my dad. And I have a ton of them, so don't go freaking out. I've got like piles and piles and piles of these friggin' things. Because my dad was a carpenter. And I've got a whole shelf full of them. So I took a couple of them and cut them up a little bit. And just weld them together, put them on a pipe, made a little bracket. It's hokey, but I don't care. Who am I trying to impress, right? Certainly nobody on YouTube, that's for damn sure. Let's see, I think this one's 9/16. Now the problem with this is that, I don't know if you know this about 9-inch carriers, but they're heavy. Kind of made this so it'll kind of stick on there. So it's not a perfect fit when it goes on there. So I can take the nuts off. And I could potentially turn it back over if I wanted to, which I won't do. Because then it probably would fall off. But it's still pretty sturdy on there. So I really have to grab hold of it. God, look at all that grease. This grease that's in here, it's probably as old as I am. I doubt that this thing was ever even opened up. I mean, seeing the damage that was in it. Look at this. This stuff is supposed to be basically 90 weight. It's just like petrified grease or something. It's disgusting. Anyway, so I'll pop it off of there. And yeah, that's the problem, is they're heavy. This thing's on there really well. There we go. Probably shouldn't have used picks to do this, but it'll work. Hold. See me struggle. Okay, I need to turn the camera off so I can reposition you. I will get this off and then I'll get you repositioned. I guess I can put the little thing on there, but I think I'm just going to go like this. Parts cleaner and degreaser. See how well it works. So we'll put the little thingy on it. The little straw. Oh, I know. There goes the pinion. That's just my opinion. Moving on to other stuff real quick. Well, there's the old ring and pinion. Here's the piece that went right there. It busted off. It fell off when Chris and I brought the whole axle shaft that was still stuck in the tube. And as you can see, that's a crush sleeve, which we are not going to use. We're going to use the little shims. Anyway, so those are trash. If anybody wants them, I mean, that's probably a pretty good ring and pinion gear. I have no need for them. The actual carrier is obviously junked, but if anybody wants that ring and pinion gear, it's I think it was a $398. Just go ahead and send me a message and I will actually give them to you. Just I ask you to pay for shipping, whatever that may be, but I'll just send you what you see right here. I'll package it all up and ship it out. You can do what you want with the carrier. I don't care. But if I don't get any responses, I'll just throw them in the trash because I got no use for them. All right, so I got bearing and seal. Doesn't look too bad, but doesn't matter. I'm replacing it, so it's going in the trash. Oil slinger. What's left of the seal. It's not too bad, but junk, of course. And so next I got to take the races out and stuff. I think I might set up the tripod. Of course, I've got that sitting on the stand again. I'm gonna start working on that, put all that together. Got to start going together with this thing. I have the original shim. I got to measure that, and I'm not going to reuse this one, but I'll see if I can find one of the same thickness to use to start with, start the setup. But let me get the tripod going. That sound in the background is my air conditioner. Without it, it gets really, really hot. I'd rather not have to deal with really, really hotness. I am using a brass punch because don't want to hurt it. Rather not, since I am planning on using it. That's the idea. Okay. There's that one. And they're just tight enough it doesn't come out. Oops. Probably not hit myself with it. There's the other one. Now, as I mentioned before, this is not a how-to. If you don't know how to set up a differential of any kind, then I suggest you go find a video that does the little how-tos and whatnot. This is not going to be like that because that's not why I'm here. I'm just here so you can ride along, go through this little journey. Clean that out. Probably get some some of that parts washer, blast it through here. Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad. Let's get some of the grunge out. Clean it. I actually need to go to the store and get some more parts cleaner. Probably just brake cleaner. I think I have any on the shelf too. I don't see any. Very cool. That's ready to have new races in there. I mean, once I do a final clean on it, so I'll set that aside. Wait for that. Let's see what I can do. Other thingy-majigger over there. Actually, that's clean enough. I can put the pinion end bearing in there. Yeah, so I'll do that. And then I'll probably start assembling the carrier itself. I've got, of course, the rebuild kit right here. And I've got my new ring and pinion are going on. 456 is what I'm putting back in there to match the front end, which is also 456 obviously. But I need to do some other stuff to this, really. I've got to get in there and clean up all those old gaskets and whatnot. I don't even know if you guys can see that. I'm showing things to the camera and I don't know if you guys can even see it. But yeah, I need to clean all the gasket stuff off of here and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna work on that. Probably concentrate on getting the carrier on. I don't know what sequence I'm gonna do. Probably do that first. Maybe I'll just put the pinion end bearing in there for now and get that out of the way. So let me work on that. Bit of oil in there. I'm just putting some 98 in there basically. Make it a little happier going in. I do have actual bearing drivers up on the shelf somewhere, but you know, this works. Up. Could actually take it over to the press and do it, or take it up and put it on the bench, because you know, my little contraption here is not the greatest, let's face it. Not sure if I really totally trust it. Okay, that's in there. Yeah, where's the little retainer? There it is. Let's see if they sent one. They may have sent one. Let me open this thing up and see if there's a new one in there, because I'd rather use a new one, obviously. So, hang on a minute. Sure enough, there's a brand new one. That goes right down in there. Just tap it in. I think hit it with that. I might have to go a little smaller, but I think that'll do it. looks about right. Let's see if I can... Yeah, I could probably snug it a little more. I need to get this whole camera contraption a little bit out of the way here. So I keep running into it. Okay, got the inside clean a little bit. Start putting the races in. I should probably actually get down my bearing and race driver to do this. Now let me pause and get it real quick. It's just easier with a press. I caved and went with the easy option. You know, I'm all about easy. I'll just press them in this way, I guess. There we go. Nice and easy. Don't have to resort to violence. I guess if I got the right tool for the job, I should use it. Okay, that's bottomed out. That's good. Let me get the other one in now. Get the other side in. It's one of the things I like about 4/9 inches. Is you just go ahead and put the races in. Don't even worry about it. So easy. I like it that way. I'm all about easy. Got the seat in. Got the got the races in. Pretty good. They are seated perfect all the way around. So now, pinion carrier is ready for the new pinion and whatnot. But now I got to put bearings on that thing, so I guess I better do that. All right, let's get pinion bearing on. Doing it the easy way, of course. Why? Because I'm all about easy. It's the whole reason I bought this press, because I didn't want to have to be hammering on stuff. And it amazes me how many times I'm like, oh, I'll just hammer it on there, and there's a perfectly good press sitting right here. There it is. It's bottomed out. All right. There it is. Basically ready for installation and setup. Oh, I'm sorry. That AC is probably real loud, huh? Okay. All right. So I grabbed the old crush sleeve. Get a base reading what I might need for the shim. And that's looking about 0.435. 0.435. Yeah, that sounds good. I better write that down. So what these are what's to replace the crush washer. So basically you have these two pieces and have a bunch of shims in there, and they come with a whole ton of them. So what I did was I got it as close as 0.4435 as I could. So it's within about 5 thousandths or so. It's a little on the heavy side, which I would rather start a little bit heavy and then work my way back. So that is going to be our starting point. So I'll get that set in there and then do the whole thing. And I like these better because you don't have to worry about the crush sleeve, and you can go ahead and torque the flange down on there. And if you need to replace it later, say to replace the seal up here or something, you just go ahead and torque it right back down to where it was, and you don't have to worry about, oh, now I got to do the setup all over again. These are way better, trust me on that. All right, so let me go. Oh, you know what? I actually have some errands to run, so I may have to continue this later. All right, anyway.